Today I thought I would make a different sort of video. This was suggested to me that with all the first look videos that I do through the year, that I should do a top 10 of what my favorite videos were, or favorite games rather, were of the previous year. So, um, just starting here on the front page of an iteration of this is Dungeon Crawler right here. This is a 2024 game, but I played it on the 12th of December, 2024. So it's my little honorable mention for a game that could have rightfully made it into the top 10. So just to sort of try and talk about what the criteria is of a game that's going to appear in this top 10, these are generally games that I played and either wanted to play more of or did play more of. So if I did play it more, then it's sort of almost automatically in here because there weren't even 10 games from the first look that I went back to and continued to play after sort of the camera started rolling. In an example here, like Dungeon Crawler, obviously this is just like a sort of a dungeon-based game, but with the little twist that you're using a claw machine to sort of pick up stuff and try and do the damage. The stats for this game is I have played this game on Steam for 30 hours, point 4, and I have gotten 15 of the 34 achievements in the game. It is the criteria of what I'm looking for here is just games that I went back to, that I played, that I found a lot of fun. The other thing to realize in what's sort of making this category is that first look games are generally games where the publisher has come to me to look at the game, to give me the game. I'm generally not playing first look games because I've bought them and am showcasing them. These are just games where I've been given them. So with that in mind, let's jump into the top 10. So the first game on this list is number 10 for Let Them Trade. So Let Them Trade basically was just like a town building game where you needed to build different towns to have different supplies. So you can see here we're giving this town at the top right wood. This town in the bottom left, they're getting potatoes. So both of these towns are going to need these two items, and so we're going to have to build a connection between them to sort of trade. You can possibly like give potatoes to the top town, but then there's going to be cause a trade problem for the guys down the bottom because they need wood, but the guys at the top don't want to buy potatoes. So it's sort of like it seemed like there was a real interesting concept of the balance that you had to find in order for your various towns to actually continue to trade with each other. I did not jump back into this one at all. It sat installed on my computer for months and months afterwards, and I just never found the time. So the stats for this one are just the half an hour I played it in the initial game, and then 2 out of 32 of the achievements I got for it. I feel like this is more a testament to just the time I don't have to keep playing every game that I get. But this one absolutely fascinated me, and I thought it was a really pretty well crafted looking game. Number 9, I'm going with Die for the Lich. Again, this is a game that I really enjoyed playing, but never got back to. I did play it twice. I did have a first look and a release look video for this game. Generally, testament to the game if I am going to the table twice to play it. So that means its playtime was around an hour because I did play it for those two. Again, it's sat installed on my PC for the longest time. 2 out of 27 achievements. And as you can see, it's basically just a combat sort of dice-based game where I'm rolling dice to sort of see what I can hit to use my various weapons and so on. Another really enjoyable concept I found. Again, pretty looking game. Again, just sat on there waiting to be played, and I just never got to it. Now, sitting at number 8 is the last of the games that I had installed and I just never got to play. So everything beyond this did actually have revisits and plays. So this is House of Legacy. Only half an hour played on this one. None of 33 achievements gotten. Set in ancient Japan, where you were sort of having to just build your house back up and do various things in town. Different to a lot of the different, I think, other games that I sort of play. I'm not sure if there's a style of game that this is matching, but the sort of the theory base of it sort of did speak to me in what I enjoy in a game. So I felt like what I did see in that first half hour wasn't going to capture what the full length of this game was and what sort of like the complicated end could possibly be. So I mean, it does still sit there, and I still would love to have a look at it and see where it goes. Because I think with these early ones, I don't even know where the game's potentially going to go. I think it's where it's a game where I'm like, I fully understand how this is going to be. That will actually see that sort of like continue of the hours go up. And with that in mind, sitting at number 7, we have Mineral Defense. So this game is just a tower defense game. Absolutely no thrills. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel in any way. It is just nice, simple. You add the extra squares as it continues on. You build more towers. You stop more guys coming. 6.5 hours played. I have 88 of 134 achievements in it. I would like to wager at the point that I did play it, I had 88 of 88 achievements in it, and it's just continued to build as it's sort of gone through its development, and it now has all those extra achievements. Um, I found it like sort of enjoyable in a way of just being mindless, that you could just backstack towers a whole lot, and you would have so many towers and just cause an absolute mayhem amount of mess. Like I said, absolutely no thrills, which is why it sits at number 7, even though I've played it for probably more than a few of the games above it. Um, but yeah, nah, a lot of good fun. Number 6, we have Defender's Quest 2. Now, this is a game that I was thoroughly looking forward to play. I loved Defender's Quest 1 in terms of being a tower defense game. I thought it was really like sort of creative, and you got to have different creative ways of trying to solve a problem. I don't enjoy this game anywhere near as much. As a result of that, I've only put 2.2 hours into it and have 4 of 33 achievements. I don't know why it doesn't speak to me in the way the previous game does, but obviously it's working off the back of an advantage of a game series I already thoroughly enjoyed. And I didn't even know that there actually was more like a sequel in the works. I only just got it when they reached out to me. So it still sits there waiting to be played because I did love the previous one, and I think that I've just got to get through like sort of the story waves of it and really get into the back end challenges of it. But yeah, no, I mean the pattern from the list is I love my tower defense games. Number 5, we have Keytamine. This game is so simple in the concept that it is. It just clicks, and you've got to destroy everything on screen. And the more bad things that are on there, the faster you're going to die. So you've got to strategically try and click the right things to get rid of the right things at the right point and upgrade your clickers. It is a really basic little game that allowed me to play it for 6.5 hours and get 19 of the 26 achievements in it. If I was wanting to do something where I just wanted to tune out, just wanted something to play, my hands to be busy, this was the game for that. I don't know how much it runs for, but like it's just an absolute mind turned off game. It really fit the bill. At number 4, I've got Guards 2. This again is a game similar to Defender's Quest where I loved the game prior to it. So Guards 1 I thought was an absolutely really fun little puzzle game to play. The mechanics of this are almost exactly the same, but for whatever reason, this game I find incredibly hard, and it's to the point that it's sort of stopped me actually progressing in it and getting its hooks in. That the amount of times I've played it and expected to play it for a while and then sort of like called it short, that I've only put 4.6 hours into it, 13 of 55 achievements, but I still enjoy it, and I still think that I'm just waiting for it to get its hooks in. Once it sort of breaks through that wave, then like look out. I think that the change in this game actually is that there's a lot of different immunities. So guys have either fire immunities or frost immunities, or and I don't think that was a part of the original game. And obviously, like changing a game to sort of like make it not the exact same thing it was the first time can be a good thing. But I don't know why, but that has sort of like annoyed me in the the way of really being able to let it sink its teeth in. Um, but still, like it's still a game that I want to see break through and just get its claws in and let me just run with it. Number 3, Escape Simulator 2. So this probably was the game a little bit outside of the normal games that I would play on my channel. But the look of it, the logic of the puzzles, I mean, obviously it's just escape room, so it's not sort of like reinventing the wheel in any way. 5.7 hours, and I have 10 of 25 achievements. I found it a really fun one just because the levels are only so long that generally you're only going for about 40 minutes. It's a nice sort of like come into and go back to sort of game. It's something my daughter enjoyed as well, that she enjoyed sort of trying to solve the puzzles, but also she actually enjoyed going into the level builder and playing around with that as well. So yeah, no, a really sort of well polished game. Number 2 game is Nordhold. Now, this is sort of a little asterisk of a game. If you go back and have a look, I did do a video at the end of 2024 that was my favorite first look game from 2024. So I only listed the one, and that one was Nordhold Origins. Now, what I think that means is that Nordhold team were like, you know what, we can get a free beta test if we call the game Nordhold Origins, and we like have that free to play. And then once we sort of like have got rid of all the kinks, we'll just create a game called Nordhold. It's a separate game, and then that's the one that sort of like is the actual finished product. I think it's a brilliant way for your small team to try and get the game tested a little bit more thoroughly. And I probably enjoyed this game as Origins. I probably enjoyed exactly the same game it is as Nordhold. It's going to have the number 2 spot. I gave it 24 and a half hours, 25 of 32 achievements. I love that it had enough hard achievements that even I wasn't able to get through them as much as I love tower defense. And this particular tower defense game, I found a lot of fun. I mean, you can see right there, I'm already using laser towers. I got very much stuck in the just use the towers I think you're going to do best. But absolutely enjoyed this game. This is a game that if there was a Nordhold 2, you'd bet I'd be jumping on it, and it would be sitting in the guards and Defender Quest space where even if I didn't enjoy it, I'm still going to be trying it again and again until I break through that line. And so this takes us to the number 1 game for me of 2025 of all the first looks I looked at, and I'm going to give that to Creeping Dusk. I guarantee if you go back and watch my Creeping Dusk video, I don't think I enjoyed it that much. I don't know why, but I don't think it spoke to me in the time. Interesting, what actually happened is that I wanted a game to play to just kill time and sort of like essentially be chatting on the phone while playing a game. And that game was Mineral Defense. So the game that finished at number 7 actually filled that bill, and I thoroughly enjoyed just sort of turning my brain off while I did it. I finished Mineral Defense in a pretty quick time, and I was like, I need something else to fill that role. And that became Creeping Dusk, which was genuinely just because I was like, oh, I've actually found a space where I want a game to occupy it. Creeping Dusk, 100% of the achievements completed, 24 hours it took me. One of those achievements was incredibly hard enough that I wanted to make a video on how to do it, but it was too hard that I actually couldn't replicate beating it again. So I appreciated the difficulty curve of this game because I think it went in a really fun and interesting way. Such a basic concept as well. It is literally a tower defense, and that little strip of road that you can see right there, that's all you're defending. It doesn't get longer. It's just the bad guys get harder, and you've got to get more complicated in your build. The other type of category that this sits into, that Nordhold also sits into, that I really enjoy as a tower defense concept is you have a certain amount of money, and either you've got to upgrade your town or you've got to upgrade your defense. If you upgrade your town, you're going to get more money, and so in future lines, your defense is going to be better. But you also have to stop the stuff right now from coming. So where is your line between the defense you have to build now and the investment you need to do in your future? I think as a concept of tower defense, it's really fun. And that's why that style of game took out both the number 1 spot and the number 2 spot. I'm amazed that I got 24 hours out of this game as well. A testament to how basic it is, but how much longevity it actually gives to have that much time put into it. Thoroughly recommended. I don't know how much it runs for, but under $10, I reckon it's well worth it as a nice puzzle tower defense game. And that's pretty much it. That gives us a look at the 10 I sort of enjoyed most for 2025. I generally try and do about 2 first looks a week, so hopefully it means we usually end up with about 100 games that are in competition for these spots each year. I do always hope to find something that will be the next game I properly enjoy. Like I said, we've got like the Dungeon Crawlers, the Creeping Dusks, anything that's getting me up over 20 hours. Like that's a game that I've put a proper commitment into. Yeah, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below, and we'll be back to regular programming next time. See ya.